Side hustles are everywhere these days. In fact, over 45% of Americans reported having a side hustle in 2023. It seems like a no-brainer: extra cash, more freedom, and maybe even a backup plan. But here's the shocking part: studies show that for many people, side hustles could be hurting their full-time job more than they realize. A recent report by the Harvard Business Review found that workers with side gigs are 33% more likely to feel mentally drained. What's worse? Divided attention can cut your work performance by nearly 40%, according to research from the American Psychological Association. So, while you think you're doing more, you could actually be slowing down your career progress. In this video, we're going to break down why side hustles may be killing your chances for promotions, higher pay, and long-term success. We'll explore the hidden costs, how multitasking could be hurting your job, and why focusing on one thing might be your fastest path to success. Stay tuned to learn the surprising truth about side hustles, and what to do instead if you want to grow in your career. Chapter 1: The Side Hustle Illusion. Is more really better? In today's world, side hustles have become a badge of honor. Everyone seems to have one, but is it truly helping, or is it a distraction? Many people believe the more they hustle, the faster they'll succeed, but this belief might be a trap. According to a 2019 study by the Harvard Business Review, 24% of workers with side hustles reported feeling stretched too thin, negatively affecting their full-time jobs. It turns out, doing more doesn't always mean better. The illusion is that adding extra work hours equals more money, faster promotions, or even financial freedom. But in reality, splitting your focus might be hurting your career. A study from Stanford University found that productivity declines sharply after 50 hours of work per week. Overworking can cloud judgment, and that hustle mindset can keep you too busy to see important career opportunities. Think about it this way: time is your most valuable resource. When you invest in side gigs, you're pulling energy away from your main job. If you're stuck in endless tasks for your side hustle, are you really growing in your career? The One Thing by Gary Keller stresses that focus is crucial to success. He writes, "Success demands singleness of purpose." So, are you diluting your career progress with side hustles? The real key is to recognize that success in your main job requires clarity and sustained focus, not just extra hours. While side hustles can offer flexibility, they can also turn into a distraction that slows down your career advancement. Chapter 2: Divided Attention, the Silent Career Killer. Here's the thing: multitasking is often celebrated as a skill, but in reality, it's hurting your productivity. Research shows that multitasking can reduce productivity by up to 40%. When you're constantly flipping between your full-time job and side hustle, you're not giving either your best shot. You might feel like you're getting things done, but the truth is you're spreading yourself too thin. A 2018 study from the American Psychological Association found that shifting between tasks creates cognitive overload, leaving you mentally drained. This makes it harder to fully engage at work, reducing the quality of your output. So, while your side gig might be making you extra money, it could also be silently stalling your career growth. Another issue is the impact on your learning curve. When you're trying to split time between two jobs, it's harder to develop deep skills in either. According to Cal Newport, author of Deep Work, the ability to focus without distraction is becoming increasingly rare and valuable. The deeper your skills in your full-time job, the more likely you are to advance quickly. Focus is one of the most underrated tools for career success. When your attention is scattered, you miss out on big opportunities at work. The time you're spending on a side hustle could be used to solve complex problems in your main job or even lead to innovative ideas that impress your boss. Simply put, divided attention slows your progress in your full-time role. Chapter 3: Burnout versus Breakthrough. When hustle culture backfires, there's a fine line between being driven and burning out. If you're trying to juggle a full-time job and a side hustle, chances are, burnout is creeping up on you. According to a 2021 Gallup poll, 74% of employees experience burnout, and those working more than one job are at an even higher risk. Burnout doesn't just make you tired, it reduces your ability to be creative and limits your productivity. You might notice you're no longer hitting deadlines, your motivation is dipping, or your passion for your work is fading. All these are signs that you're overworked. And once burnout sets in, it's harder to bounce back and refocus on your career. One of the main problems with hustle culture is that it tells us that rest is for the weak. But rest is actually a powerful career strategy. Studies show that regular rest improves cognitive function and problem-solving abilities. taking time to recharge might actually help you land a promotion faster than pulling double duty with a side hustle. The key to breakthrough moments in your career comes when you allow yourself space to think. When your brain is constantly stressed from too much work, you block out those aha moments that can lead to career breakthroughs. As Essentialism author Greg McKeown says, if you don't prioritize your life, someone else will. So, if you feel like you're constantly hustling, ask yourself, is the grind really worth it? Or is it time to step back, recharge, and focus on what truly matters in your career? Balance is often the missing ingredient for those stuck in the hustle, and finding it can lead to more sustainable success in the long run. If you're finding this content helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Chapter 4, Opportunity Costs. What are you sacrificing? Every decision comes with a cost, whether you see it or not. When you pour hours into a side hustle, you're not just investing time, you're sacrificing something else. This is called opportunity cost. The time and energy spent on your side gig could be time used to build relationships at work, develop new skills, or simply recharge. Let's break it down. A report from LinkedIn found that 85% of jobs are filled through networking. If you're too focused on your side hustle, you might miss out on crucial networking events or chances to bond with key people at your company. The potential promotion or mentorship opportunity that could advance your career faster may slip away without you realizing it. Similarly, there's skill development. Malcolm Gladwell popularized the idea that it takes 10,000 hours to become an expert in something. If you're spreading your time across multiple jobs, you're delaying the deep work that could make you an expert in your primary role. Career advancement often depends on mastering one thing, not being a jack of all trades. Then, there's mental capacity. According to the National Institutes of Health, cognitive fatigue sets in after sustained periods of attention, making it harder to stay sharp. When you split your focus between a side hustle and your main job, both suffer. The cost? A missed chance at excelling in your full-time position. The real strategy here is to consciously choose what to prioritize. Consider this. Could you use the hours dedicated to your side hustle to upskill in your main job, build relationships, or take on high-impact projects? What would happen if you shifted that focus? Often, you'll find that choosing your career could yield a bigger return on investment in the long run. Chapter 5, The Perception Problem. What does your employer see? You might think that balancing a side hustle and a full-time job makes you look ambitious, but employers could see it differently. The truth is, side hustles can create a perception problem. According to a study by Gartner, 68% of employers are concerned about employee side gigs, particularly when it comes to commitment and productivity. If your boss starts noticing that you're late on deadlines, distracted in meetings, or not taking on new responsibilities, they may assume your side hustle is to blame. Even if you're juggling both well, the mere fact that you have a side hustle could make them question your dedication. Perception is reality in the workplace, and if your employer sees you as less committed, it can hurt your chances for promotion. Another risk is competition. Some side hustles can directly conflict with your main job, especially if they're in the same industry. Employers might view this as a potential conflict of interest, raising trust issues. The last thing you want is to have your employer question whether you're using company time or resources for personal gain. But here's the key: transparency. Communicating with your employer about your side hustle, if it's not against company policy, can go a long way. It builds trust and shows you're not hiding anything. According to Radical Candor by Kim Scott, clear communication is essential for building strong relationships at work. Letting your boss know about your side hustle helps manage perceptions and can even open doors for discussions on how to better manage your time and career goals. In the end, it's not just about what you're doing, but how it's being perceived. If your side hustle starts clouding your employer's view of your potential, it might be time to reassess your priorities. If you found this video insightful, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more tips on maximizing your career potential.